Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to World of Warcraft. This is my Cultiran that you probably recall seeing me make some time ago. I outfitted her with a transmog that I thought was kind of fitting for how I was planning on playing her, and for the quest we are about to do today. My intention was to have this character that I was going to actually level her mainly as a Guardian Bear Druid. I want to kind of really, like sometimes I feel like leveling a character from the ground up kind of helps. By the way, kudos to that player for getting the Lore Master title. I hope to get that someday. That was going to actually mainly level this character as a Guardian Bear Tank Druid. I was just kind of putting it off because the idea of leveling as a tank, especially if I am not entirely familiar when it comes to certain dungeons, kind of makes me a little cautious. In my experience when it comes to tanking, one of the ways to really help you be a better tank for your team, especially in dungeons, is knowing the dungeon's layout so you know where you're going, being aware of everything that's going on, of all the trash, and if any gets aggroed to your teammates, you can try and pull them off of them, and the mechanics to help deal with them as best you can. There's just all those number of things that you gotta kind of pay attention to if you're gonna play as a tank. Now, it's not that I'm completely, inexperienced when it comes to a bear druid, but let's just say that there have been times where I have not exactly had, I would say the most efficient of experiences when it comes to playing that. You guys remember, if you see my druid playthrough, I mainly played my main Tauren druid as a bear tank, even leveling in Val Shara, which was kind of rough because it would take a long time. Plus, my, how I was as a player back then is a little different compared to how it is now. But anyways, if you're curious about this is actually the most of the mythic set from Antorus, the Burning Throne. There's only a couple pieces I don't have left, which is the cloak, which is a pretty nice looking cloak. Found a similar one pretty close to it. And also the bindings, which are world drop, which I hate. Blizzard, stop making set pieces world drops. That is very frustrating. I know it helps give reason for us to farm the trash in the raid, but come on. Anyways. So today we are going to be going after an artifact weapon for the bear. But this one is a little different, especially nowadays, after the info we have learned. The mighty bear god, Ursoc, died during the War of the Ancients, defending Azeroth from the Burning Legion. The fearsome claws that he bore into battle were placed within the Emerald Dream for safekeeping. There, his spirit still guards over them. If you can obtain the claws, they would be a valuable asset in our battles against the Legion. After the Ardenweald Afterlife animation, this quest kind of takes on a new meaning. Also, this quest explains why Ursoc ends up in the Emerald Nightmare raid. So, in case anyone who hasn't played a druid was like, why was Ursoc in the Emerald Nightmare? This quest explains why.
Do you need my aid?
With the power of that weapon in your hands, we'll be able to bring balance back to Azeroth. The great forest guardian Ursoc gave his life for this world 10,000 years ago. After the guardian's death, his claws were hidden away, safe from any who would use their power for evil. Leah Stonepaw and her Druids of the Claw consider Ursoc their paragon and dedicate their lives to following in his example. If anyone would know where the Claws reside, it would be Leah. She and her Druids of the Claw reside in the Tel Andu Barrow Den, just to the north.
May your trail be clear.
So, just as a heads up, this character's only level 11. Which means she doesn't have flying, so when we get to Grizzly Hills... Spoilers, we're heading to Grizzly Hills. This may be a little rough. So I showed you in the other video my Zandalari forms. I do like the Kultiran Druid forms. It's the main reason why I wanted my Kultiran to be a Druid. Gosh, she's all the way down here.
You're not one of my pack. What brings you to the den?
Well,
My strength is yours.
the claws of Ursoc. I thought I'd go the rest of my days without hearing of them again. Is our situation truly so dire? They were sealed away for good reason. It is said that a fragment of Ursoc's spirit, his fury and rage, remained within the claws after his death. Only those who have attained mastery of discipline have any hope of wielding them without being overwhelmed by the Bear Lord's fury. She looks intently at you for a moment. But you are no novice. Technically she is, but anyways. I can see that clearly. Very well. Draw water from the moonwell on the northern edge of the grove, and then come find me. I will await your arrival within the broken stump of Vordrasil in Northrend.
The Moonwell water is essential. Don't leave the Dream Grove without it. I'll await your arrival in Grizzly Hills.
Sure thing. If you're wondering, what does the Kultiran bear form look like? Trust me, you'll see it later. Unlike the warrior, the protection warrior quest, you know, I actually think this quest does a little bit better when it comes to trying to help a player get a better sense on, you know, the fact that you are supposed to be a tank, you know? This is the stag form, by the way. Not a raptor. It's not as cool as the Zandalari, the fact that it's a raptor, but still. Of course, the Moonwell, that's right here. Okay, so now, in order for us to quickly get to Grizzly Hills, because you're probably like, well, you're in Val'Sharah, how do you get to Grizzly Hills? With our new fast travel system, the Dreamway. As I showed before, we were able to get to various different parts of Azeroth via the Dreamway as a druid. So, if you look here, there's the one to Grizzly Hills. I like how there's a grizzly near the Grizzly Hills portal. Cute. And of course, the gate wardens, bleh, they kind of help indicate which gate is which. So who's ready for the wonderful music of Grizzly Hills? Oh, how nice for her to leave a hippogriff right here. There it is. All right.
Good to see you've made it. We need only a few more things before we begin. Where shall I strike?
Did you get the Moonwell water? It's essential for our task. Excellent. We'll need this water to enter the Emerald Dream. I prepared offerings for Ursal, the brother of Ursok. We will need his help to bypass the magical wards placed upon the claws. Give me a moment, and let us hope that Ursal will aid us.
Under Thoros, Ithil. Great Ursal, wise bear of the woods, this daughter of the wilds calls to you. Please accept these humble offerings and grant us an audience.
What brings a follower of Cenarius to my lair?
Oh, hey, Nazgrim. Hello, Ursal. I hope to get that form of yours someday.
Has returned. My companion has traveled here to seek your aid in recovering the claws of Ursok.
The Legion. The glow of Ursal's eyes begin to shine intensely. Yes, I remember clearly that day long ago, when my brother fell. Countless demons fell beneath his claws, until through the overwhelming numbers of the enemy, he was overtaken. My brother was the true spirit of the bear. You must prove to me that the spirit of the bear resides within you as well.
The first trial will test your might against the strongest of my followers. Show me that you possess the strength of the bear.
Stop! That creature unworthy of great Ursal! I crush it!
You are powerful indeed, but strength alone will not impress me. Ursok never backed down from a battle, even when faced with overwhelming odds. If you would take up his claws, you will show me that you possess the same courage. Your next trial will place you against an onslaught of my followers. Defeat all the spirits, and prove that you possess the courage of the bear. Let me just double check that I've got what I need. Cat form. Yeah, let me use Wrath as a bear. Yeah, you can see at level 11, you really don't have that much when it comes to your bear form, which is why the idea of some of these, like, you don't even have your taunt yet until level 14. You don't get Iron Fur until 18. You don't get Barks again until 24. You know, that's just for Druid. Under Guardian, here we've got Maul, Thrash. We get an extra amount of stamina at level 12 in bear form. We get Frenzied Regeneration at 21, Swipe at 23, Skull Bash at 26, Incapacitating Roar at 28. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we don't really have until we, like, level the character. So it's a little rough early on, as you can probably tell, when all I've got is Mangle, Maul, and Thrash. You know? In fact, let me just go ahead and, rework that a bit. I do have this other racial. This is the Cultiran racial. It's called Haymaker. I thought maybe this could be an extra, crowd control ability, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Before you awaits your next trial. Defeat the spirits and prove you possess the courage of the
I'm
bear.
out of range. I require a target. Too far away. I don't have a target.
Magnificent! Your courage is undeniable. A final trial awaits you.
Well done. You handled yourself with honor. You have done well so far. Yet a single trial remains before I will give you my blessing. You have proven to me that your strength and your courage... Hey! Now, I should point out, right now, it is the 16th anniversary! Yay! Happy anniversary for WoW. Which means we have an extra 16% experience gain during this period of time. This is for the next 3 weeks until Shadowlands officially comes out. So we'll probably be living a little bit longer, or a little bit faster, getting a bit more XP throughout this time. But now we've got that extra 20% stamina in bear form, as I mentioned. You have proven to me your strength and your courage, but do you possess the ability to apply yourself when it matters the most? This final trial will reveal all.
The final trial will not be easy, Druid. Speak with me when you are ready.
I am prepared.
Ursoc and I fought as a team. He would strike, and I would guard his side. Together, we were unstoppable. Tell me, is there anyone willing to fight at your side, Druid?
I've seen what this hero can do. I will gladly help.
Once, during the chaos of an ancient battle, my brother and I became separated. I failed to be at his side when he needed me most. For this trial, you must prove that you can protect those who entrust you with their lives. Show me that you can succeed where I once failed. This one will be your charge. Guard her, or she will quickly be overwhelmed.
So this is what I'm talking about. This is a nice little portion here to try and help teach you how to tank. It's like, look, you now need to protect your teammates from getting hurt. Like right now, it's like all about being a tank and protect your teammates. Now, this is an aspect of playing tank that I've always enjoyed. Trying to protect my teammates. There will be times I will try to go out of my way to really, like, if I see an enemy, like, get on one of my teammates, I try and go out of my way to try and get, go after it and try and get it off. So that way I can be able to try and make sure it's on me. Because I'm a tank. I'm supposed to protect my team.
Very good, champion. The spirit of the bear truly dwells within you.
You have passed every trial. I have placed before you and emerged victorious. You are worthy indeed of my brother's legacy, and have earned my blessing. Go, seek out the claws, and claim them as your own.
Now that we have Ursul's blessing, we can travel into the Emerald Dream and retrieve the claws. Come, let's not waste a single minute. I could use a bit of sleep.
Huh. By the way, this quest is called When Dreams Become Nightmares. Yeah. Appropriate. Now that we have Ursul's blessing, we can safely pass the magical wards and reach the claw's resting place. Now we must pass into the dream, lay down before the shrine of Ursul, and drink of the moon water you brought earlier, and your spirit will drift off into the dream. Be careful. The dream can be a dangerous place.
Let's bounce.
Alright. Sleepy time. Wish us luck, Ursul.
Calm your mind. Let go, and your spirit will enter into the dream. I'll join you soon.
Ursoc's lair. Oh boy.
We're past the wards, but what's going on here? Let's get going.
Foolish.
Okay, so I cut her off, apparently.
This place will belong to the Master!
She said, could the nightmare have spread to Ursoc's lair? The answer is yes, it has.
I require a target.
Yeah, I need to free these. No, no more. I'm sorry.
I must get closer.
Yes, you can moonfire in bear form. At times, that has been pretty strong. They made me watch my tribe be slaughtered over and over. Was it all a dream?
Too far away. I don't have a target.
Notice how Leah went to bear form as well.
Target something first.
I want that bear form. An armored bear? Look at that. Why can't I have that bear form? That looks awesome. Come on, Blizz. By the way, take note that this area is basically the exact same area that we fight him in the Emerald Nightmare. Just pointing it out.
Vile beasts of the nightmare, you will never take my claws!
Lord Ursoc! Quickly, to his side.
Hang on, Ursoc.
I am out of range. I require a target. I must get closer.
I thank you, druids. These abominations of nightmare are relentless. They will stop at nothing to snatch the claws from my lair.
Lord Ursoc, the Burning Legion has returned. This hero is our best hope to drive back the Legion and the Nightmare. But we must have the claws if we are to succeed. We humbly request your aid. The power of your claws could defeat our enemies once and for all.
Worthy you may be, but if you would wield my claws to defend this world, you must make haste to retrieve them. Even now, I sense more of the enemy approaching.
Thank you, mighty Ursoc. The ritual I'm about to perform is complicated, and will take some time to finish, but it's the only way to drop the barrier.
These foes are weak, but fight in numbers. In life, I paid the price for underestimating my enemy. Never again. Creatures of the wild, heed my call. Come to our aid!
Oh, Ursoc. Hey.
Guardian, we must not let our
little
allies
fuzzy animals in danger? Oh my!
My loon!
We will never yield to these invaders.
My loon joined us.
Oh my stars! I just can't stand violence. I hope this ends quickly.
So yeah, this is pretty awesome. We're getting to fight alongside, you know, Ursoc here.
Very ground where they fall. Don't let them touch our defenders.
You can also see how using Moonfire as a bear can also be pretty effective when it comes to trying to, you know, grab aggro. Did you see that stun, by the way, from my Haymaker ability? Pow! And it stunned him for 3 seconds. Usable in bear form, as you can see.
We were. The nightmare's corruption has spread to the trees.
I don't have a target.
I'll be fine. Just give me a moment to rest.
My loon!
It is finished! The claws are ours!
Hold, Guardian. I feel a chill deep in my spirit.
Foolish bear! You've fallen for my trap!
What is this?
Xavius.
When I get free, I'll tear out your foul throat, Xavius.
No, Ursoc. When next you bare your fangs, it will be at my command.
I will resist you to my last breath, usurper. I will never submit to one such as you.
I am Lord of the Nightmare! I have been shaped by the powers of the old gods! Tremble before me!
Ah!
I must go attend to my prize. Malithar, I leave the claws to you. Use them to exterminate this filth.
Yes, Lord Xavius. I'll be happy to tear them apart in your name. Ah! The claws! They thirst for blood!
You did it! You got him!
Yeah. But we lost Ursoc. We'll see him again in the Nightmare, but, what that guy just looked like? Well... yeah, this is what happens to Ursoc. And it's just heartbreaking to know, because after we beat him, the implication was we weren't entirely sure what exactly his fate was, not just for him, but everyone else in this raid, including, you know, some of the others from the Val'Sharah entire quest line. We thought that either they were just simply, you know, resting and they would eventually return. It's very similar to what happened to Cenarius. Remember, he died in Warcraft 3, but then he eventually came back because he rested what we now know as Ardenweald, and just eventually came back. The implication that we found out was that that was what was going to happen to Ursoc and the others. And then the Afterlife episode for Ardenweald came out, and we found out that that's not going to happen. So, yeah. I'll talk a bit more about this when I show off the forms that we get. But for now, the Claws of Ursoc. Awesome looking fist weapons. But of course, the big selling point about the Druid stuff in Legion wasn't that it wasn't about the weapons. It was that they could actually change your form. Because whether you were, at this point, either a Tauren, a Worgen, a Night Elf, a Troll, you of course had a certain type of bear form. But now... ah!
We should go.
Placeholder box.
Nothing left for us here. Let me know when you're ready to leave, and I'll take us back to our bodies in the normal world.
Okay, so you can see now we have the fist weapons equipped, which look awesome. I love how they look. But then... now, here's the thing. The reason why it's kind of not showing the actual form is because of the barbershop. Because the barbershop is now where you can actually be able to select that. So that's why it doesn't actually change the form now. I will, of course, show that a bit more later when we get to back to the Order Hall. So...
where shall I strike? Of course. My strength is yours.
I owe you my life. If it wasn't for your actions, I'd be dead or worse. That traitor Xavius may have taken Ursoc, but at least we were able to recover the claws. Hope is not lost to us yet. Got revive. Archdruid Greathoof will be expecting word on the success of our mission, but I'm afraid I must ask you to return alone. I can't rest knowing that Xavius has Lord Ursoc in his clutches. Just the thought of it makes me shake with rage. I'll find where he has been taken if I have to search every corner of Azeroth. Our paths will cross again. Be sure of it.
Let's bounce.
Alright, so... we can just do this. Like I said, because of the changes to Shadowlands, you can actually change your bear form in the barbershop, regardless of the whole artifact weapon thing anymore. That used to be the kind of part of a requirement. By the way, let me show off the aquatic form. Walrus. Of course, I can go to the barbershop and change that as well. I probably will. So let's go ahead and get this turned in so I can show off the different bear forms.
We are nature's guardians.
So Xavius is behind this. 1,000 deaths is not enough of a punishment for that defiler. But you have returned with the claws. That is not an accomplishment that even I could have performed. You are truly the hero that we need to face the Legion. Alright, so this is the same as before.
Air and water.
We'll plant the seed, which is going to be the thing we use to upgrade or change the appearance of our weapon.
Good. This seed holds magic from when the world was young. This will prove very useful.
So. Alright, here we go. So, it first was just showing the claws, but this is the big thing. Of course, it doesn't show, mainly focus just on the weapons. It's the forms. So, you notice that baseline appearance that we saw of Ursoc earlier? Well, that's your basic appearance that you get for having these claws. That you get to have your bear form change where you actually look like the version of Ursoc that we saw just now in his lair. So this is how Ursoc usually looks. We, of course, can get a different color variation of that. This is the upgrade appearance for completing the campaign. A stone bear. Pretty cool. You can be able to get the appearance that makes you look like Ursal, who we saw earlier in the Balance of Power questline. You get this. You can either get this green fell appearance, this blue appearance, this purple appearance, or an orange or red appearance. So I want to do the Balance of Power on my druid just to get these forms right here. If you want to look like how Ursoc looks in the Emerald Nightmare, this is the level 10 PvP appearance for Honor level 10. This is for Honor level 30. There's the green fell version at level 50, and at Honor level 80, you can then get the actual appearance of how he looks in the actual Emerald Nightmare raid. And then, of course, there is Might of the Grizzlemaw, which was the Mage Tower appearance, which was the Werebear appearance. I sadly did not get to do the Mage Tower stuff when it was out, and I am so sad that I didn't get to this day, because, gosh, I would love to have that Werebear form, and I don't have it. It makes me sad. However, there is also one other appearance. I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually show it to you or not. Huh. Yeah, this is a little different. It's a little odd. Don't think it's really going to allow me to do so. Yeah. So, there is an extra secret appearance that kind of makes you look like an undead bear, sort of. Sort of. I'm not too fond of it. But the way you get it, it's basically an RNG drop from Ursoc in the raid. So, it doesn't matter what difficulty. Any difficulty, basically. It can drop. So, if you want to farm this appearance on all 4 difficulties on your druid, you can absolutely do that. So, and it has an RNG chance to drop. It didn't take me that long to actually get it, but it's honestly not my favorite of the appearances. And, well, after watching that Ardenwield's animation, I intend on using either of Ursoc's appearances that I have in his memory. Don't get me wrong, I still want to unlock the Ursol appearances here, but I just think it'd be fitting to honor Ursoc's memory by using his bear form. But that'll be dependent on what race that I use, because I'm still fond of the Kultiran bear form, but, you know, like this right here. I still really like this. But I, of course, can go change that whenever I want at any of the barbershops. So that is the quest for the Guardian Druid Artifact Weapon, the Claws of Ursoc, which also unlocks the alternate bear forms, which you can be able to have be permanent unlocks in the barbershop. And when we return, I will be showing you the quest for the Feral Druid. Stay tuned.